feeling like Will. I feel like a prince, I'm feeling myself. I'm loaded with bills, cause I wasn't blessed with no Uncle Phil. Don't know how it feels. I wanted to flex, they told me to chill. I'm making a flip. My life is a flick, now load up the film.
What's good, guys? Welcome to the Timber Kevin Network and welcome to my first ever reaction video. I'm just gonna put on these glasses to know we are serious. So I've been wanting to make reaction videos for a while, but I haven't quite found anything that I really wanted to react to. And finally, this came around, the Entanglement interview. So if you haven't seen this, you're definitely living under a rock. But if you are living under a rock, quick summary is that Jada brought herself to the red table, as you see, after the announcement that August made. And I just want to put in one disclaimer. If you're here for the Will Smith jokes, his wife got smashed, Jada got jiggy with it, my wife got flipped upside down, all that stuff, you came to the wrong video. I've enjoyed that stuff, you've enjoyed that stuff, but the video that I want to make is totally different. I want to actually talk about the body language within this interview, how I feel this interview sort of backfired in like their faces. So without further ado, right, I know you guys have seen this video. I just want to show you another video Will and Jada did, just to show you guys that most of the things that were said in this video were not a surprise. So
I was devastated, even worse than a divorce. We broke up within our marriage and got back together again.
Right. Yeah, I had to rebuild.
I had to rebuild with new rules and
something way different.
Something way completely different.
now, if you listen to that, I want you to take away two things. Will and Jada both admit that they broke up in their relationship. And that for me says, this video was published in 2018 on the 30th of October, and it's not even from their page. They said that even prior to that. So they both admit that they had broken up, right? So yeah, that Will's wife did not cheat. She did not cheat. They were separated. Will was living his life, she was living her life. And there were a lot of rumors that were coming out at the time that Will was seen with Margot Robbie and other people. That's when the rumors of them being in an open relationship were at like their peak, and everybody thought they're in an open relationship, when in actual fact they had broken up. They were most probably filing for divorce. And he says that it was even worse than the divorce with him, because they'd broken up and like their marriage was over. So it was worse than just signing divorce papers. One thing I want us to pick up is Will's body language. When Will is confident and in his element, this is how he speaks.
We broke up within our marriage.
Look at that man. He's talking about a situation he didn't like, but the confidence he's talking about it with is like at the highest level, because he feels like he's on the front foot. He is explaining something that the world does not know. He is bringing to the world, and he is actually controlling the narrative. That is totally different from what we're about to see in this interview right here. Let's roll it.
This red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yeah.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like
And I feel like that was the strongest part about Will for so many years. From The Fresh Prince to all his movies, Will did not say much. All you could judge him on was his movies, his acting, and that was his power. That's why he was like the role model for so many black dudes. Like all we ever saw about Will was his brilliance. He was never on the back foot. And I feel like they had done the right thing by not addressing this. So let's play this on. Now the reason I think they did address it is because Will has now moved. Will and Jada both have moved from the stars behind the camera that you see in the movie theaters, on your screens, to the guys you see on your phone with social media, the red table, Will's vlogs. So now everything has been brought to they've brought us into their lives, and it's mainly been when it suited them. But now when something does not suit them, they had a choice how they're going to react. Do they bring it to us like they have with everything else, or do they go back to the original state of staying behind, which has worked for them for so long, but now they're faced with a different predicament because they're on social media and Facebook and YouTube every day?
It got to the point where you gotta say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right. Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. That doesn't matter. It's all love. Honestly. And I would usually not, you know, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like...
And she's right, she usually doesn't.
...that I consider private.
You just feel like they ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, you know...
That's so ironic to me. If it came here because of Black Twitter, that was nothing that Black Twitter was doing compared to what they're doing now with Entanglement. So I don't know if he's going to do another video explaining the video that he did, because he wanted to explain what the video that August did put out there.
Well, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
Yeah, I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with. This is a very personal journey.
Yeah.
That became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay.
If you've seen Will speak on this Red Table Talks or anything, you will know that Will is usually on the ascendancy. He's the guy that's leading, talking too much. They did a video with their family and this doctor that was teaching them about coronavirus, and Will spoke more than the doctor, which shows you how much Will likes to be in control, wants to talk, and sometimes I feel like it gets the better of him, but he talks a lot. Willow has on like few occasions just like shown that she gets like almost a bit irritated by how much Will talks and how much he doesn't give her a chance to talk. So already in this interview, we're 2 minutes in and Jada has spoken 80% of the time and Will's just reacting, which is very, very awkward already. And you can see that Will is on the back foot from the get-go.
So let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah,
I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some...
August is Will's firstborn son's age. He was born in 1992, same as Trey, which is Will's firstborn, same as me. So August is my age. Jada is someone that I've known from when I was a child. So even her saying they started a strong friendship is already kind of weird to me.
You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Og first came around, he was
health,
really sick.
mental state,
really sick, yeah.
heal. Those are all words that Jada uses a lot. Health, mental state, heal. Those are words that Jada almost lives by. Let's see.
It was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there,
help,
you know,
help, heal,
I will
health.
through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, dog.
Yeah.
Marriages have that.
I was done with you. You guys know that body language is just telling you that it's like what he's saying and what he's thinking are two different things, and he's like almost taking the time to think about, don't let all the thoughts that are in your head come out. Say the right things, but his body is showing that he's thinking about something different.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that
True story, that's what we just saw in the other video from a year ago. They are not lying. This really happened in their relationship. And being cool with it behind closed doors is different from being cool with it in front of the camera. There's a famous photo that says, it's a Will quote that says, I don't want to be responsible for your happiness. You need to be happy on your own, and I need to be happy on my own, and then we come together and we be happy together. I've shared it a few times. I know my friends have shared it a few times. And we see that we have used it to sort of like, paint the ideal relationship that we wanted, which we thought is what like Will also used it for. But in fact, Will was actually using it for stuff like this, to say that if you're not happy and I'm not happy, go find the happiness and then we'll come back or not and be together.
At that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from...
Jada saying we were over is saying, bro, do not put any blame on me. We were over. And if you've been in a relationship, which I've been in, but I haven't been in a marriage, just like most people that are commenting on Twitter haven't. We've had experience like glimpses of feeling like you're over, going away, and what you do when you're away kind of is bearing on whether or not you and your partner will get back together, or if you do, how that relationship will be. There's a lot of ego and pride that can be dented by what people do when they're away from each other. As we can see, if you look at Will's body language right here, how he's looking at the table, that's not Will Smith, and that's just like that pride that has been affected. And with him now on camera having to ask his wife, what did you do, knowing she got together with another dude, and he can't be angry about it because they were over. That's the look of being powerless as a man.
There, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with...
A different kind of entanglement.
Okay, so one thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is... the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I'm thinking, because this is your red table and you brought yourself to the red.
Will has absolutely nothing to say about what she just said because he does not completely agree. So he had nothing to say about that whole rant that Jada just went on about. He didn't give permission. He couldn't give permission because only she can give permission, and August is not a homewrecker. She's literally defending the dude that has caused this guy pain. And it's a tough one to be in. It's a tough one to be in.
Table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and...
You and I deciding we're going to take our space, and what happened? That is the most fake smile you will see in the world, guys.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and then...
That is the most fake smile ever.
With, as far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
An
Yes.
entanglement?
Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
relationship. Absolutely.
Did you guys see that good news? This is very hard.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
relationship. Absolutely.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain. And
Guys,
that's very
the body language on Will Smith is like unlike anything we've ever seen before. And I really don't think it's because of like what happened mainly. It's just these feelings never go away. He's probably had to deal with it a lot of times on his own, get over it, and then go see Jada and be cool. But now he has to face it in front of Jada and in front of the world at the same time. And he's just thinking about how are people gonna take this? How are people gonna take this? Am I doing it right? Am I winning people over? Are they understanding the way I understand? Did I ever understand? So it's a lot going on in his head.
broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So we come to the red table. So I'm in the
Will never has anything to say about what Jada is saying because doesn't completely agree. She's speaking for both of them.
Of healing.
We realize this, we realize that, but he doesn't completely agree and he doesn't want to correct her, but she's not exactly saying how he feels.
I'm in the Jada position right now. So
Okay.
you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like?
During that time, we launched into an interaction with August. It's painful, man.
You were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It had been so long. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, man. That is a famous meme. When a man hears his wife say, I got into this with this dude because I just wanted to feel good. Nobody can stand that. Nobody.
It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy.
How do you agree to that? Like, what is Will nodding to? Yeah, this is a yeah, I hear you, not a yeah, I agree with you.
Felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another.
I don't even have to say it, guys. The pain in this man's eyes. She's looking at him straight in the eyes, saying, "I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt the joy." And there she goes again, using the words "heal."
I feel like that husband, like I'm with you at the press conference. And that husband, now I got to be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgression. Like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
Well, I definitely.
So he's aware of how this thing could be received, and he really seems like he's not totally comfortable with it.
Understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing.
The thing about this interview, right, is that a lot of stuff is new information to her. Like, you think you've discussed it and you've gone over what you're going to talk about in an interview, but when you hear your wife say stuff like, I don't think it was a transgression, I don't think it was wrong, I grew from that. So she is actually glad she did it in a way. She feels she has benefited from it. And Will clearly is looking for some I'm sorry. Simply, listen, I'm sorry. Whether it's for the pain or it's for doing it, Will is looking for that, and Jada is not giving that to him. And he's just left at the table going, because he can't express himself in front of the cameras the way he would. Like this conversation is clearly going deeper than it's ever gone before.
You know, and as I came through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me,
Right.
which was totally understandable.
Right.
And I let.
That's even worse, man. You're telling Will that he dumped me. I didn't dump him. So, what the hell, bro? You're rubbing salt in the wound. Like, he didn't even want you, and here I am fighting for you, fighting with you, and he didn't even want you.
That big, and hadn't talked to him since.
Right.
So it is a little weird that all this stuff is coming out now, since this was.
Yeah, because for me this was years ago, right? You know, so the fact that it's coming up now, and I think it could feel weird for people that we're laughing and talking about it, but
It happened so long ago.
You know, and our experiences of working through it, fighting through it, talking through it, and therapizing
Right.
through it. I think that the why now is weird.
Yeah. When I say it's been a huge healing on my life.
I think the weirdest thing about this interview is not that they're laughing, it's that Will is laughing through pain, clearly. Because he's not laughing genuinely, and everybody can read his body language that he doesn't find this stuff funny, and he clearly thought he has dealt with it, but he hasn't. You can see that he hasn't dealt with it.
And just what I had to confront and discover,
Yeah.
you know, about myself.
Yeah.
The ugly truths and the beauty. So it was something that I felt like wasn't really ready to be discussed because it hadn't been that healing, because he hasn't wanted to, you know, Og and I haven't talked in so long. You know what I mean? So I don't.
She's calling him Og, man. Call him by his government, bro. You guys are done. Like, give this guy some comfort. Come on, dude. Come on.
Oh no, this all seemed very strange, you know. But I'm grateful for the journey that you and I have had together. Because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods.
Yeah.
And a lot of couples that have to separate and think it's over. And, you know, the one thing I'll say about you and I is that there's never been secrets.
Right. We came together young, and we were both broken in our own ways, and to be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family is so critical.
Yeah. It's the idea of any relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful in this whole process.
The way Jada is speaking, bro, like, it's gonna be forged in fire, this and this is gonna happen. There's no acknowledgement that this whole thing has been brought about because of her side of the marriage having been tainted. For her, she's just like, it's almost like they both did it, you know, and whether Will did or did not, they are here because August spoke about his relationship with Jada. That's what put their relationship, her and Will's marriage, in the spotlight in such a negative way. And if she doesn't take responsibility for what she did, she can at least take responsibility for that, to be like, yo, I was in this thing with this dude and it has led to this and I'm sorry. At least be sorry for something. But she's not giving this homie nothing.
Says between you and I is that we have really gotten to that new place of unconditional love.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like, the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
She says they've grown to a point of unconditional love. He replies, I wasn't sure if I was going to ever speak to you again. So clearly there's a huge gap between unconditional love and not sure I'm going to speak to you again. Will is not here. He might be somewhere here, but he's definitely not here by unconditional love.
I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like...
And I wish, you know, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in the just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
Yeah.
And you really can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, you know. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You gonna get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
You know, but... And I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay.
These people are on two different wavelengths, bruh. Jada clearly thinks it's all well and rosy, but what Will just said, at first when I first watched it and I heard Will say I'm gonna get you back, I thought he meant I've lost you and I'm still trying to win you back. But what he's actually saying, it seems like you've done what you did. I gotta do what I gotta do. And she's saying you've already done some shit too. But he's like, nah, I still gotta get one on you.
I'm giving you that petty. That's what you want.
So.
But you know, I would definitely say it's just part of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
We ride together.
We die
together. Bad marriage for life.
That shit was not funny, bro. Will is uncomfortable as hell. Jada seems to be in her element. She's not shook. Of course, she has nothing to get over. So, in terms of this, I'm not saying I know they're married. She has nothing to get over in terms of like this whole situation. So she's got a genuine laugh and smile over there. And he's got this grin and forced cackles on his side.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
But yeah, it's just part of the journey.
I told you the first year we were married.
What'd you tell me?
That I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said this, and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah. You thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was gonna take to ride with you through.
Yeah, I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Yeah. How am I doing?
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're awesome.
There you go, guys. You've heard what I think. Jump into the comments below. Tell me what you guys think. I just want to say I wish them the best of luck. I don't think anything they're going through is like unique to them. I think it's very common in the real world. People deal with stuff. People deal with worse. Some people deal with better. And until we get to where they are, which is 25 years of marriage, we can't really judge. And yeah, guys, please jump in the comments below. Tell me what you guys think. Was I speaking BS the whole time? Do you guys agree with some of the points I made? Do you disagree with some? Tell me which ones you agree with, which ones you disagree with. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Peace. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and like I said, comment on what you guys think about this whole reaction. It's my first one. Adios.